You've seen it. You already know what it looks like. That heavy, dark body, the thick, blocky head. You've seen the video of them swimming across a pond, their heads held clear of the water, or that close-up where the snake gapes its mouth, revealing the white interior that gives it its name, a cottonmouth. You've probably filed it away as just another snake to avoid, a regional curiosity you'd see on a nature show, or in a meme about aggressive southern wildlife. That was the wrong reaction, because that familiar image, the one you just dismissed, is a creature built on a foundation of sensory arms, a heat-seeking missile of a head, a venom delivery system more sophisticated than most military hardware, and a sheer contempt for human presence. They are heavy, with males reaching up to 74 centimeters and females growing to nearly a meter. But in optimal conditions, they can exceed 180 centimeters, the length of a large couch. They are a pit viper, armed with a head like a battering ram, and a metabolism that can turn a meal into fuel for months. And they are not interested in you, which is precisely why you need to fear them. In Houston, Texas, in the summer of 2019, a man trying to retrieve a frisbee from a drainage ditch lost his right foot to a single bite that shredded tissue and liquefied bone marrow. This is why you should be terrified of the cottonmouth. Let's talk about what that actually means. What most people don't understand is that the cottonmouth's reputation as an aggressive, land-wandering terror is largely a myth. The reality is far more unsettling. They are creatures of stillness. A cottonmouth can remain almost perfectly motionless for hours, waiting for a fish, a frog, a rodent, or even a smaller snake to wander into its thermal detection zone. They are considered semi-aquatic, found everywhere from the shallow, slow-moving creeks of the Everglades to the brackish swamps of the Chesapeake Bay. But their success isn't about being aggressive. It is about being efficient. They are heavy-bodied snakes, with adult males reaching lengths of 180 centimeters, almost 6 feet, and they can weigh between 1.5 and 2.5 kilograms. That's the weight of a large bag of sugar. The sheer density of their muscle mass allows for a stunningly fast strike. Researchers from the University of Georgia have recorded strikes at speeds of up to 3 meters per second. That means from a coiled start, a cottonmouth's head can cover the distance of a yardstick in less than a third of a second, faster than the average person can blink. Their venom is hemotoxic and cytotoxic, a complex cocktail of enzymes designed to begin breaking down tissue the moment it is injected. It doesn't just paralyze prey, it predigests it. The venom causes a cascade of catastrophic events. It destroys red blood cells, inhibits blood clotting, and causes rapid swelling and necrosis. A bite to a human's hand can within minutes turn the hand into a painful swollen mass. The potency is measured in median lethal dose, or LD50, and in mice, the cottonmouth's venom is potent enough to be considered medically significant. This is not a creature that hunts. It is a creature that waits to be triggered, and anything that triggers its strike reflex. A foot landing too close, a hand reaching into a dark space, is a mistake it won't forgive. In a study from the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, researchers found that the cottonmouth's strike response is almost entirely a reflex, meaning the snake itself often has no control over it. The decision to strike is made by the heat-sensitive pits on its face, the same pits that can detect a change in temperature of just 0.003 degrees Celsius. This gives it the ability to accurately strike at a prey item in total darkness. Imagine the shock of a bite that comes not from aggression, but from a simple, automatic biological trigger. Consider the environment where these creatures thrive. The Mississippi River Delta, a sprawling labyrinth of bayous, cypress swamps, and backwater sloughs, is prime cottonmouth territory. The water is often dark, stained like tea from tannins, and visibility is almost zero. This is where the cottonmouth's sensory arsenal becomes terrifyingly clear. What the documentary didn't explain is the pure efficiency of the cottonmouth's hunting behavior. It's not just about waiting, it's about calibrating. A cottonmouth will often patrol the water's edge, using a behavior called lingual luring. It will extend its tongue and wiggle it to mimic a worm, attracting unsuspecting fish or frogs right to its face. This isn't a mere trick. It is a deliberate manipulation of its prey's instincts. If the prey is just out of range, the snake can adjust its strike trajectory based on feedback from its venom apparatus. The teeth are not fixed, they are hinged and can be rotated forward in a precise arc. The snake doesn't just bite. It meticulously selects the optimum point of contact to maximize venom delivery. On the morning of August 3, 2018, in the Okefenokee Swamp, a 54-year-old park ranger named Stephen Williams was conducting a routine water quality test. He was experienced. He knew the protocols. He had followed every recommendation. The swamp was quiet. He knelt down on a muddy bank to collect a sample, his hand reaching into the murky water. The cottonmouth that was resting in a submerged log didn't warn him. It didn't hiss or flatten its head. It just struck. Williams later recounted that he didn't even see the snake. He just felt a sudden, shocking impact, like a blow from a hammer. The injury was clinical. 2 large puncture wounds to the base of his thumb, the skin around them already turning a mottled purple and black within seconds. The venom was already beginning the process of myonecrosis, the destruction of muscle tissue. By the time he reached a hospital in Jacksonville, the swelling had reached his elbow. He required a fasciotomy, a surgery to relieve the pressure building inside his arm. He was in the hospital for 4 weeks. He did nothing wrong. The cottonmouth didn't attack him out of spite. It simply reacted to a stimulus it had evolved to interpret as a meal. The official incident report noted that Williams was a model of proper procedure, but the snake's strike had already been executed by the time his brain could register a threat. This is the paradox. The animal you should fear most is not the one that is aggressive, but the one that is merely indifferent to your existence. A creature for whom you are simply a large, warm object that occasionally needs to be disassembled. It is not a predator in the way we imagine. It is a containment system, not because it is evil, but because it is a biological machine designed to reduce living tissue to consumable protein. That is not a quirk of evolution. That is a design feature. The cottonmouth's venom is more than a weapon. It is a digestive fluid. The enzymes in the venom, including a potent enzyme called thrombin-like enzyme, which completely depletes the body's ability to clot, begin to break down the structural integrity of the prey from the inside out. This isn't a venom that just kills you. It is a venom that begins to eat you. The victim doesn't just bleed. The blood vessels rupture and leak fluid, causing massive swelling and shock. The toxins in the venom target the cellular membranes, causing lysis and releasing potassium into the bloodstream, leading to cardiac arrest in severe cases. The secondary infections are often as damaging as the initial bite. The cottonmouth's mouth houses a particular concentration of bacteria, including Aeromonas hydrophila, which can cause flesh-eating disease. So, if the venom doesn't kill you, the infection will. In a report published by the International Journal of Conservation Science in 2020, it was estimated that cottonmouths are responsible for more venomous snake bites in the southeastern United States than any other species, despite their reputation as less dangerous than the eastern diamondback rattlesnake. This is not an anomaly. This is a statistical reality of habitat overlap. As human development pushes further into the swamps and river basins, encounters are not just increasing, they are becoming unavoidable. The habitat of the cottonmouth has been reduced by 30% in the last 3 generations, but due to a combination of conservation efforts and their incredible adaptability, their population has not only stabilized, but has expanded its range northward by over 100 miles since the 1970s. They are now found as far north as Virginia and as far west as Texas, colonizing suburban retention ponds, golf course water hazards, and even backyard koi ponds. They are thriving in the very spaces we consider safe. They are already in places where you would not expect them. The next time you are walking a trail along a riverbank at dusk, the next time your dog dips its nose into a patch of reeds, the next time you reach under a dock to grab a fishing line, consider that a cottonmouth might be there. Not as a predator hunting you, but as a sentinel of a world that doesn't care about your presence. It has no reason to leave. It has no desire to fight. It only has a trigger, and that trigger is almost impossible to disarm. The cottonmouth is a master of camouflage. It doesn't just look like leaves and mud. It can hold its breath for up to an hour, remaining completely submerged with only its head barely breaking the surface. A strategy known as basking, in a cryptic posture that makes it look like nothing more than a floating stick. It doesn't need to be seen. It doesn't want to be seen. It is sitting in the shallows, watching a ripple on the surface, and it remembers that a shadow passed overhead a moment ago. Its heat pits are calibrated. Its venom glands are full, and it doesn't know that you weren't always there.